This is the second part of our two-part top 10 inappropriate Pokemon.
Yep, so if you haven't seen the first part, please follow the link in the description or click this annotation if you want to see the first half of the list. All good?
All good.
Sweet. Play the intro.
Before we dive into the next half of the list, let's take a look at some more Pokemon that just didn't quite cut it. Tentacruel, Octillery, and Amistar all came to a three-way tie, but even all of those tentacles couldn't fondle their way onto our list. Cradily almost made the cut with its glorious halo of dicks. Aromatisse may be trying to show some skin, but it didn't show enough potential to make it on the list. And finally, my good buddy Swalot. You can piece this one together yourself.
Okay, Speqtor, just do the thing. Do number 5.
Oh, yeah, right, sorry. Hopping its way into our number 5 slot is Lopunny, and she's here to play, boy. Or girl, I guess. Seriously though, why in the name of Hugh Hefner's wrinkly nutsack did Game Freak feel the need to make a Pokemon based on a Playboy bunny? Yes, Playboy. Like the magazine. With the titties. No, not National Geographic, though who knows, maybe you'll find some bunnies in there. Regardless, whose bright idea was it to add a character based on a sex symbol to a children's game? We didn't put Gardevoir on this list because it was the fans who sexualized it. But this was purposely made sexual, and its Mega Evolution doesn't exactly help that, what with its pigtails and its torn up pants. Get it together, Game Freak.
At the number 4 spot, we don't have one Pokemon, but we have 2, because they're both on here for more or less the same reason. Onix and Metapod. They both learn Harden, and they're long-shaped, which could make them look like a certain piece of genitalia. But Metapod takes it a step further with the ability to learn String Shot. Lovely white stuff. Onix does learn some suggestive moves though, like Rock Polish, Smackdown, Double Team, Protect, Heavy Slam, Flail, as well as Explosion. But the thing about Onix is that I believe even Game Freak have taken note of the penis joke. In HeartGold, SoulSilver, a couple you can battle in the other Safari Zone have 2 Pokemon. One is Onix and the other is Cloyster. Not sure why Cloyster is inappropriate? Speqtor, I'll let you explain.
Thanks for that clean-cut segue, Callum. Very smooth, and just the way I like it, am I right? Cloyster does whatever oysters do onto our number 3 slot by being a D slot. What precisely the fuck, Game Freak? Clamperl is one thing, that's fine. But the second you take Shellfish and turn it sideways, you know damn well what people are going to think. Why do you think people give lady parts nicknames like the Wonder Clam or the Oyster Ditch? And just like Onix, this devilish little birth cannon has access to a ton of moves that could totally imply its connections to Rocket Pockets, like Attract, Double Team, Protect, Hydro Pump, Torment, and my personal favorite, Dive. Really? Dive? Like the term muff diving? Come on! At least the Pokedex does it some justice, stating over and over again that it clamps shut to stay protected. So good. At least Cloyster is celibate, but of course that is all trumped when you take a look at its shiny form. Blue. Like blue waffle.
Callum and Brandon are not liable for the loss of innocence of any viewer should they choose to find out what a blue waffle is.
I can't anymore. I'm done. I can't do this!
Oh, this one will be fun. Coming in second place, we have the 69th Pokemon in the National Dex. That, my friends, is Bellsprout. From the first glance, it doesn't look too inappropriate, but when you dig deeper, you find some pretty questionable stuff. First of all, looking at its design, it has some nice DSLs going on here and a really flimsy, flexible body. It learns some pretty kinky sounding moves too, like Vine Whip and Power Whip, and once it evolves, it actually learns Swallow and Spit Up. But that's not all. Multiple Dex entries back up Bellsprout's positioning of being number 2 on this list. Leaf Green, a carnivorous Pokemon that traps and eats bugs. It appears to use its root feet to replenish moisture. It eats meat? Yum. Diamond and Pearl, It prefers hot and humid environments. It is quick at capturing prey with its vines. Hot and humid. Yeah, and lastly, Ruby and Sapphire. Bellsprout's thin and flexible body lets it bend and sway to avoid any attack, however strong it may be. From its mouth, this Pokemon spits a corrosive fluid that melts even iron. So it has DSLs that it uses to eat meat. It whips things. It is the 69th in the national dex and has a thin and flexible body. And when it evolves, it has access to swallow and spit up. Bellsprout is filled with sexual references, but not enough to crown him number 1 on the list.
Well, we're finally here, our number 1 slot, and I already hear you guys thinking, what could possibly be more sexual than any of these Pokemon? But trust me, there is one. So, which Pokemon is the most inappropriate? Malamar.
What?
Yeah, no joke. Sweet mother of Arceus, where do I even begin with this thing? First off, take a look at the face. That's a terrifying mix of suave gentleman at the end of the bar and, hey, does this rag smell like chloroform to you? And what about those tentacles? Do you know why these guys didn't make the cut in the tentacle porn category? Octillery's tentacles are too fat, Amistar's are too short, and Tentacruel is a jellyfish, and who really thinks of jellyfish when thinking of tentacle porn? Malamar takes that crown with these. Look at these things. This is what tentacles that have groped without consent look like. And speaking of consent, do you even realize how easily Malamar could get up in your bubble and touch your no-no square without it? Let's start with some dex entries. Its Pokemon X and OmegaRuby entries state, it wields the most compelling hypnotic powers of any Pokemon, and it forces others to do whatever it wants. And in Pokemon Y and AlphaSapphire, it lures prey close with hypnotic motions, then wraps its tentacles around it before finishing it off with digestive fluids. Do you feel uncomfortable yet? Because we haven't even taken into account the laundry list of moves it has access to that only add to its rapey vibe. Constrict, Foul Play, Topsy-Turvy, Hypnosis, Switcheroo, Torment, Camouflage, Flatter, Bind, Block, Roleplay, Snatch, Spite, and of course, how can he spike your drink and take advantage of you without the moves Happy Hour and Superpower? Or break into your house and steal your used panties with Thief. This thing is built to pump out episodes of Law and Order. I mean, its name literally means bad squid. I have no words for you, Game Freak. In what universe would a Pokemon design like this be okay? You can't take the adorable little squish, Inkay, and then evolve it into this creepy, perverted, rapist cephalopod. It's just inappropriate. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, or at the very least feel semi-uncomfortable, be sure to leave a like. I want to give a massive shout out to Callum for joining me on this top 10. I know that a majority of you are here from his channel, so if you're new here, join the crew and hit subscribe. Be sure to follow us on our various social medias, links will be in the description, and until next time, this has been Speqtor.
And HoodlumScrafty, and as always, stay bueno.